Hey everyone, Jason here. Just wanted to go ahead and make a sort of a quick video, sort of addressing the video I made the other day about putting Dark Souls on like the series on hiatus and not doing any more blind Let's Plays. If you didn't see the video and you're like, what? Don't worry, I've basically since then reconsidered, and that's not going to happen. So, basically, if that's all you needed to know, you can go ahead and we'll say turn the video off now, because that's basically it. However, if you did see the video and you did see that, and you want to understand maybe a little bit more of why I came to that that conclusion initially, and we'll say if you want to maybe understand the we'll say subsequent mental steps I took, oh, that didn't work, to we'll say retract that line of thinking, then you can go ahead and stick around. I do want to go ahead and we'll say apologize maybe if I'm not always looking at the camera here. I figured I would take this opportunity to go ahead and maybe do a little bit of, we'll say, grinding and grinding up some souls, because I wanted to do some stuff with my equipment in here, so I'm kind of retreading over old areas. But I didn't want to, we'll say, record that and then record myself talking over it, and it will take basically twice the amount of time, because I want to... you know, I have limited time, so I wanted to make the most of it. So that's why I'm playing and talking at the same time. So, well, you should be used to that by now. That's pretty much what I do all the time. But, so if my thoughts don't come out as clear and I'm not always looking over at you guys, then, yeah, sorry about that. Also, I apologize for my disheveled mess. I basically just came off night shift and minor surgery. So, hey, I hope my appearance can be, we'll say, excused. Anyways, down to details. The other day I made a video stating that, you know, that was it. I was putting Dark Souls on hiatus because I couldn't do the game credit, you know, I couldn't do it justice. I was, you know, I was like, I'm not experienced enough with the game, and, this kind of came off of, basically I had been trying to record a little bit, and basically, I kept dying. And then I had gotten a comment, about you know, my ability, and it wasn't a mean comment. That's one thing I want to make very clear. It's not like anybody was like a real jerk to me or anything. It was one of those things, you know, when someone says something, it might be completely unrelated, but it just reminds you of something. You know, you're out of the house, someone's like, man, it's hot in here, or it's hot out here. And you're like, oh man, did I leave the oven on at home? It's that kind of thing. It wasn't like someone hurt my feelings and I was like, oh, that's it, I'm not doing Dark Souls anymore. I like to think I'm a little bit more thick-skinned than that. Not a whole lot more, but a little bit more at least. So, you know, anyways, you know, that was really the only reason. It wasn't somebody's fault. It was just, you know, I had, oh, okay, come on. I just, you know, it was compounded. I was having trouble. I wasn't making progress, and I was being irritated by that. And so when someone said that, it kind of reminded me of, like, you know what? I originally set out to be, you know, I originally set out to be this, you know, this more of an informative type Let's Player. But I don't know, when I had this mentality, when I thought about this. It's like I completely neglected to remember the fact that, you know, another big thing I built my, well, say, decided to start my channel up on was the idea of being genuine and sort of having this air of curiosity, you know, basically being myself and just playing the game the way I would normally be playing these games. I'm gonna try this out. And, so I, you know, it's like I completely forgot about that, and, you know, I acted a little bit hasty, and so, you know, I had gotten some amazing comments, on that video that really sort of helped me remind me of that, because I like to listen to the you know, the feedback of you guys. To be very honest, I'll say, like half the improvements I have made to, we'll say, my structure, format, to my channel in general has been because of user feedback. And I have to remember that, you know, despite, as we'll say, despite how helpful it has been in the past, that I can't always take it. And we'll say the what I'm basically, we'll say a bit of, we'll say maybe not advice, but a little bit of feedback I had gotten back when I was doing Daggerfall was, you know, there was a lot of, we'll say, very grindy parts, and you know, people were, you know, had lost interest because, hey, you know, you're basically going around and you're doing the same quest over and over again, basically, to sort of, you know, do some advancement. And, you know, admittedly, that wasn't great viewing. But I got it in my head that, you know, I need to be making progress continually. I can't be sort of retreading the same thing over and over again. And we'll say that mentality has sort of carried over to over to Dark Souls. So, you know, as I was playing through this and getting stuck on an area, I wasn't making progress, and in my mind, I'm failing because the viewers want continual progress. And because, you know, it's like I almost got it in my head that games were sort of it was this race, you know, there's the finish line, you need to make it there, and you need to be making continual progress towards that at all times. And when that's not really the case, right? So, so basically I needed to, say, be reminded that I need to just sort of be genuine in playing. And you know what, it was kind of like, I noticed there was a problem, you know, I'm like, I don't want to, I even sort of mentioned part of the problem, we'll say, in the whole hiatus video, about how I had that sort of strict, we'll say, upload sort of schedule. I need to put out 2 videos we'll say, of Dark Souls a week, and if I didn't make progress, I felt like, oh crap, I'm like, what am I supposed to put up? So I basically took an extreme I basically took an extreme solution, or I decided to use an extreme solution, which was, hey, just stop playing Dark Souls, get really good at it, and then come back. You know, completely forgetting about the whole, you know, curiosity aspects and stuff. So rather than going ahead and doing that this time, I think I'm gonna this guy off the ceiling, yeah. Rather than, we'll say, putting the game on hiatus, rather than you know, going ahead and doing that, I think a better idea would be simply not to put so much pressure on myself to have to make progress. I think we'll say a better idea, very honestly, is maybe if I just really don't make progress, let's say delay putting out a video until I've got enough footage that's actually interesting. Because, like, if I put out like an hour of me running back over, what's this? Large Titanite shard, green Titanite shard. Oh, I'm going to talk about this in the proper Let's Play. I need those references. Anyways, you know, stuff like this. Basically, if, you know, just basically until I got enough footage together to actually put something interesting together. Not saying that I want to cut out large things, but if I just want to run around and sort of grind an area and it's not interesting and I don't have much to say, don't show you guys. Rather than go on this huge hiatus until I get good, you know, maybe just take a day off from a Dark Souls video, put something else up instead, and, you know, come back when I've got something decent. You know, I jumped to this extreme option instead of just saying, you know, maybe it's okay to just miss a video a week when I can present something a little bit higher quality the next time. Yeah. So basically, that's it. I'm going to, we'll say, maybe be a little bit more, you know, I might be a little bit more open to missing a video, but hey, at least we're not taking some, whatever, how long I figured I was going to do, you know, hiatus, whatever. Yes, that's it. Yeah, that's basically it. That was my thinking. It wasn't because of anyone in particular or because of anything anyone said. I was just being over analytical and kind of an idiot. So Dark Souls will resume, and in the meantime, we're just gonna keep doing some grinding because I have done some research on mechanics, and you know what? I'm gonna save this for the proper Let's Play. I'll go ahead and explain everything actually related to the game, you know, not talking about the channel anymore when I do that video. But I kind of wanted to. I feel like it was completely sort of. It was unprofessional. I like to, like I said, I like to treat my channel very seriously, and the idea that I kind of had this sort of moment where I was like, oh, I'm gonna do this, no, I'm not gonna do this. It really bothered me. I was like, oh, holy crap. I think I feel dramatic. I feel like, you know, the focus wasn't on the game. The focus was on my inability to work out an uploading schedule that worked. And so that's why I wanted to go ahead and address that. Maybe this video is completely unnecessary. Maybe I've gotten wasted, I don't know how long of your life. I'm sorry. But I like to sort of be upfront. I'd like to explain my reasoning for things. Yeah. So that's basically where we are. But anyways, this has dragged on long enough. I'm gonna go ahead and just keep collecting some souls because I've got some stuff that I want to do with my equipment. Yeah. So until we'll say the next actual, we'll say proper Let's Play video, which should be coming up, whatever. I'd like to ask you all to game on.